Hi guys, so I wanted to give you two things that are going to help you immensely with your fitness journey. Now, they're not exercises per se, but they're information about the way in which you do things to create success. So let's begin with the first one. Now, in this world, we have come to a place where there is so much choice. So much choice that choice begins to give us anxiety. It begins to give us a sense of loss or overwhelm and makes us even more disempowered than what we used to have with a limited sense of choice. Secondly, when we are stretching, we have two types of muscles in basic terms. We have short and we have high toned. Now, the high toned muscle is a muscle that is connecting to the nervous system and is short because the nervous system is wired strongly. And the nervous system wires strongly and holds the muscle in tension. And therefore, any type of static stretching is not going to work. Now, the short muscle is one of those muscles where you're like, I can't reach my toes, and you're trying. And if you sit there for a little while and you do stretches for long periods of time, you start to increase your flexibility. So now that we have the information, what I'm going to talk about, why is this relevant? Okay, in a world today, we have a lot of wasps at the moment. They are flying everywhere, so excuse me if I'm just watching the wasp. In Australia, we don't have European wasps and they're everywhere here. We have everything else that wants to kill you, but I seem to be more reactive to the stuff in Europe. Anyway, wasps it is. So in regards to choice, in this world today we have, when someone asks me, how do I get fit or how do I get more flexible, I'd say go to YouTube. Why? Because YouTube is free. And YouTube offers a lot of content from different teachers, different voices, different types of patterning, skills, and so on. So there's something for everybody. The challenge is that there is so much choice that we start and we get overwhelmed. And there's so many voices that says that ours is the best way that we tend to, in the end, have a choice problem where we get anxiety or we can't follow through. So anything above 3 choices will create anxiety and stress and overwhelm. So when you go into your fitness journey, my advice to you is have a maximum of 3 choices of what you're going to do in a day, whether you want to do yoga, Pilates, or weightlifting, and a maximum of 3 different accounts that you get your information from as you're starting your journey until you get acclimated that you don't feel overwhelmed. So for example, for me, I stick to one handstand coach that I specifically focused on one arms. I have one handstand coach that I specifically focus on my body shaping, so if my ribs are out and things like that. And then I have one other coach that I don't find the handstand skills what I need. I find the strength what I need for the handstands. And they are my 3 go-tos. And I have a lot of other people and input, but I stick to these people at this current time because if I start going into other programs, I don't end up training at all. With my contortion, I have one main contortion coach that I follow a program of 4 days a week that I do my skills. And then I incorporate 2 other contortion coaches that I like some skills from the teachings that they've given me into those programs. And for weightlifting, I only follow one person. So what I want to suggest to you is you're never going to get anywhere if you're dashing everywhere. You're going to get somewhere, even if it's not perfect, if you consistently show up. And to consistently show up, you don't want choice overwhelm. So start with focusing on just a few, maximum 3 people that you follow on YouTube or 3 choices that you're going to do today, and try this and see if you feel less overwhelmed and more committed to the process. Second thing, I'm going to give you some videos soon of these skills, and I've done it before, but I want to again stress, if you have short muscles and they, over time, you've noticed they get more flexible because you're just doing static stretching, which is sitting and going like this, and then slowly over time you're like, see you later. Okay, then great, that's working. But if your hamstrings are like this and you're like, I'm not going anywhere, and you're staying there in your boat going round and around with one oar, then we need to look at myofascial release. Now, myofascial release comes in different waves, and you can use a peanut, you can use a roller, you can also use nerve flossing as well. So there's so many different spaces that you can move them to. And breath is very important. So if you have a muscle that you've noticed that's just not getting any gains in flexibilities, I want you to try this. Have a look through my videos, and again, I will place some myofascial release for parts of the body with a static stretching in videos coming soon, so you can try it too. What you're going to use is, for example, you would place a peanut here for your pectorals. You would lie on the ground on the peanut. It's across this area, maybe slightly diagonal like this. Your arm is out here, your palm is facing down. And then you're going to rotate your body as you press your shoulder, your pectoral into the peanut. And I would be rotating over. So if I was to do it, I haven't got much bed left. If I was to do it, I'd be here. The peanut would be here. My arm would be here. And then I'm going to rotate over and I'm going to push it to that peanut. And I'm going to hold here. And you can roll up and down, or you can stay, pin and stretch it. And then from there, after you've done that, what you're going to do is go back to your pectoral stretch. Maybe you're on a wall and you're pushing your arm into the wall and you're rotating, or maybe you're on the floor and rotating. And you're going to see if there's an increase in the pectoral's availability to stretch. The same if you do your hamstrings, the same if you do your thoracic, your neck, and so on, the same if you do your lats. And then you're going to know that perhaps your nervous system has to play and why you're not getting stretching. So we have to be smart about our training. So if you are getting disheartened, remember to look at the aspects of myofascial release in your flexibility. When you combine things, you get better results, and you also understand how much your nervous system has into play. And a great example to show you how your nervous system has play in this is this. When you are super stressed, you will find that your flexibility and your training will probably not be as comfortable or as powerful or as flexible, or your body will feel stiff and aggravated, because what is happening is the nervous system is overbearing and creating stress in the body. So another thing to do is simply take 3 breaths like this. Inhale, suck in a little more, and then slow exhale. The slower the better, to get into your parasympathetic nervous system. So try these 3 tips to help you get some gains in your training. Namaste.